We raised our glasses to Emily's future. I lifted my phone instead. I'm Kiera, and for 29 years, I've been a ghost in my own family. Tonight, my birthday, I realized just how unseen I truly am. I lingered at the coffee shop, grading freelance design work until my laptop gave out. Call it self-defense. Birthdays at the Allen house are a recipe for letdown. So, I planned to dodge the awkwardness, grab takeout, binge Netflix, act like I didn't care that my parents forgot again. When I pulled into the driveway, the house glowed with lights. Cars packed the street, Aunt Robin's BMW, Dad's business partner's Tesla, even Mrs. Henderson's from next door. My heart skipped. Maybe they remembered. Maybe this explained Mom's vague phone call yesterday. I fumbled my keys, practicing my shocked face as the door swung open. "Kiera, there you are," Mom said, her voice dripping with that fake cheer she saves for guests. "We wondered when you'd show." The living room buzzed, balloons everywhere, a fancy catered spread on the table, champagne glasses sparkling. Everyone turned to me, and for one fleeting moment, I believed, "Happy birthday, Emily," someone yelled from the kitchen. The words stung like ice. Emily swept through the crowd, glowing in a designer dress I didn't recognize. She hugged me with over-the-top flair. "Kiera, I'm so glad you made it to my party." "Your party?" The words came out flat. "Well, it's your birthday too, technically." She laughed loud enough for everyone to hear. "But you know how it is. I actually do things with my life." The room erupted in polite laughter. My mother beamed at Emily like she'd just cured cancer. I stood there in my work clothes, jeans, and a sweater that had seen better days, while Emily held court in my living room. My living room. The mortgage payments came out of my account every month. But somehow, this felt like her space now. "Sarah, honey, grab a drink," Dad said, not looking at me. He was deep in conversation with his golf buddy about Emily's new marketing job. Emily was just telling us about her promotion. I walked to the kitchen in a daze. The cake sat on the counter, 3 layers, professional frosting, elegant script that read, "Happy birthday, Emily and Kiera." Except my name looked like an afterthought, squeezed in smaller letters at the end. Isn't it funny? Robin appeared beside me, wine glass in hand. Same birthday, but Emily's always been the one who knows how to celebrate properly. "You're so low-key." Low-key. That's what they called it when I didn't demand attention. When I paid for things quietly, when I cleaned up after their messes without complaint. "Where did you disappear today anyway?" Mom joined us, cutting generous slices of cake. "Emily's been here since noon helping set up. She even brought the champagne." "I was working." "Oh, that little computer thing you do." She waved dismissively. "Well, you're here now. Try to mingle." Emily's friends are also accomplished. Emily's friends in my house, eating cake with my name grudgingly included. I watched Emily pose for photos by the fireplace, the same spot where my college graduation pictures used to hang. They'd been replaced months ago with her headshot from some amateur modeling thing she'd tried. Speech, someone called out. Emily grabbed a champagne flute and tapped it with a fork. The room quieted. "I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight," she began, voice carrying perfectly. "This year has been incredible. The new job, the new apartment, the new, well, let's just say new everything." She shot a meaningful look at someone in the crowd. "And I couldn't have done any of it without family support." Family support. I thought about the bank transfers I'd been tracking. The ones that showed up as emergency loans but never got paid back. The ones that coincidentally matched Emily's shopping sprees. To Emily. Dad raised his glass. "Our shining star." Everyone drank. Everyone except me. I pulled out my phone instead, opening the recording app I'd been using for months. Not for this, originally. I'd started documenting things after the 3rd time Mom claimed I'd agreed to pay for something I'd never heard of. But tonight felt different. Tonight felt like evidence. And of course, Emily continued, "Thanks to Kiera for letting us use her place." She wouldn't have done anything special anyway, right? More laughter, more toasts, more of my life being rewritten in real time. I hit record and slipped the phone into my pocket. They had no idea I'd been keeping track of everything. Every slight, every theft disguised as family obligation. Every time they'd made me feel like a stranger in my own life. But tonight, my birthday celebrated as someone else's triumph in my own home. Tonight was the final piece I needed. The party continued around me, but I was already somewhere else, already planning. They thought I was too meek to fight back. They were about to learn how wrong they'd been. The party finally ended at midnight. I helped clean up in silence while Emily held court on my couch, scrolling through photos on her phone with Mom and Robin. "This one's perfect for Instagram," Emily said, showing them a shot of her blowing out candles. "The lighting is so good in here, Kiera. You should really let me use this space more often. MHM." I stacked plates with mechanical precision. After they left, I sat in my kitchen with my laptop and a bottle of wine I'd been saving for a special occasion. Turned out, my birthday was special, just not how I'd expected. The bank statements loaded slowly. 3 months of transactions I'd been too busy to scrutinize properly. There it was, March 15th, $12,800 transfer to Family Emergency Fund. I remembered that call from Dad. Emily's car had broken down, needed immediate repairs. Could I help just this once? March 20th, Emily's Instagram story from a spa weekend in Napa. April 3rd, another $1,500 for medical expenses. April 5th, Emily's post about her new designer handbag collection. May 12th, $3,200 for home repairs. May 14th, Emily's housewarming party photos, new furniture, everything matching, everything expensive. Jesus Christ, the words slipped out as I scrolled deeper. My phone buzzed. A text from Serena, my roommate, who was visiting her parents this week. Asterisk, how was the birthday? Did they actually remember this year? Asterisk. I called her instead of texting back. Hey, birthday girl. Wait, you sound weird. What happened? They threw Emily a party in my house on my birthday. Silence, then I'm sorry. What now? I told her everything. The cake, the toasts, the casual dismissal of my existence. Serena made increasingly outraged noises. That's it, she said finally. I'm driving back tonight. Don't. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're using your scary calm voice. What are you planning? I looked at the bank statements spread across my kitchen table. Remember how you said I should document everything in case they tried to gaslight me again? Yeah. I've been recording conversations for 3 months, and I just found something interesting in the family trust paperwork. Oh, what kind of interesting? I pulled out the folder I'd been avoiding since Grandma Celeste died 2 years ago. Legal documents, investment statements, things that made my head hurt. But tonight, with wine and rage as motivation, the words came into focus. Serena, listen to this. Upon the primary beneficiary reaching age 28, full executive privileges transfer from the appointed guardian to said beneficiary, including all decisions regarding fund distribution and account access. Okay, translate that into human. I turned 29 today. The trust fund my parents have been managing, the one they've been using to fund Emily's lifestyle, I can take control of it. All of it. Holy, how much are we talking about? I scrolled through the investment summary. The number made me dizzy. Enough to matter. A lot. Kiera, this is huge. Your grandmother left you. She left me everything. And my parents have been treating it like their personal ATM for Emily's adventures. I clicked through more statements. Look at this. Last month, they moved money into some investment account I've never seen before. Guess whose name is on the beneficiary list? Please tell me you're joking. Emily Ford, my cousin, is listed as the backup beneficiary on an account funded with my inheritance. Serena was quiet for a long moment. What are you going to do? I stared at Emily's Instagram, still open on my phone. Her latest story showed her at dinner with someone whose back looked familiar. The next slide showed their hands intertwined across the table. A men's watch I recognized. Is that Bradley's watch? I zoomed in on the photo. Who's Bradley? My ex. The one who said he needed space to figure things out. Apparently, he figured it out with Emily. Oh no. Absolutely not. We're burning this whole thing down. I screenshotted the image, added it to the folder on my desktop labeled Evidence. 3 months of recordings, bank statements, social media posts, and now this. Serena, how hard would it be to make a video? Something that tells the whole story. With your graphic design skills and my tech background, we could make something that goes viral. But, Kiera, are you sure? Once you put this out there, there's no taking it back. I thought about Emily's speech tonight, about Mom dismissing my work as that little computer thing, about Dad toasting their shining star while I stood invisible in my own kitchen. They made their choice a long time ago. I'm just finally making mine. Okay, I'll be there by morning. We're going to need coffee, snacks, and a really good internet connection. And a lawyer. I'm calling the trust administrator first thing Monday. This is going to be epic. Your grandmother would be proud. I looked at the framed photo on my counter, Grandma Celeste and me at my college graduation. She'd been the only one who came, the only one who ever saw me. Yeah, I said softly. I think she would. After we hung up, I opened a new document on my laptop and started typing out a timeline. Every slight, every theft, every moment they'd made me feel like I didn't belong in my own family. They'd spent years erasing me from the narrative. Time to write my own story. Serena arrived at 7 a.m. with 3 coffees and a bag of donuts. Okay, show me everything, she said, setting up her laptop next to mine on the dining table. I'd been awake all night organizing files, audio recordings, bank statements, screenshots, even old family photos where I'd been cropped out or replaced. The evidence covered every surface. Jesus, Kiera, this is like a documentary waiting to happen. Start with this one. I played the recording from 2 months ago. Mom's voice came through clearly. Emily just has that spark, you know. She lights up a room. Kiera's always been more background. It's not her fault. She just doesn't have Emily's presence. And she said this knowing you were in the house, in the kitchen, making them dinner. I clicked to another file. Here's Dad explaining why Emily deserved the trust money more than me. His voice. Emily's got real ambitions, marketing career, social connections. Kiera just does freelance work on her computer. The money will have more impact with Emily. Serena's jaw dropped. They actually said that about your grandmother's money? Wait, it gets better. I pulled up the bank transfers. Look at the dates. Every time Emily posts about a new purchase, there's a corresponding withdrawal from the trust 3 days earlier. This is insane. How long has this been going on? Since Grandma died. 2 years of treating me like their personal ATM. I opened Emily's Instagram. And here's the kicker. The photo from last night was still up. Emily and Bradley at dinner, her engagement ring catching the restaurant lighting. She's engaged, your ex posted it an hour ago. Look at the caption. Serena read aloud, sometimes the best things come when you least expect them. Bradley proposed with my dream ring, vintage Cartier, just like I always wanted. Can't wait to start our new life together. That ring cost 12 grand. Guess where the money came from? The trust fund. Bingo. My inheritance bought my cousin an engagement ring to marry my ex-boyfriend. Serena stared at the screen. We're making this video today. Right now. We spent the morning editing. Serena handled the technical side while I crafted the narrative, clean graphics, clear timeline, devastating evidence. The audio clips played over screenshots of the bank transfers. Emily's Instagram posts appeared next to the corresponding withdrawals. What should we call it? Serena asked, uploading the final version. How my family celebrated my birthday without me. Perfect. Posting in 3, 2, my phone rang before she hit 1. Unknown number. Miss Allen, this is Deacon O'Connor from O'Connor and Associates. I'm the executor of your grandmother's trust. My stomach dropped. Is everything okay? That's what I'm calling to ask you. I've been reviewing the account activity, and there are some irregularities I'd like to discuss. What kind of irregularities? Large transfers that don't match the documentation I have on file. Your parents submitted requests for educational expenses and medical emergencies, but the amounts seem excessive. Serena was gesturing frantically at her screen. The video had 500 views already. Mr. O'Connor, I think we need to meet today if possible. I was hoping you'd say that. Can you come to my office this afternoon? And Miss Allen, bring any documentation you might have regarding these transfers. After I hung up, Serena showed me her laptop. Look at this. The view count was climbing rapidly, 1,200 views, comments pouring in. Oh my God, this is my family too. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Your cousin seems like a total narcissist. Is that legal? Using someone else's inheritance. This is going viral, Serena said. People are sharing it everywhere. My phone buzzed with notifications. Facebook, Instagram, even LinkedIn. The video was spreading across platforms. Then Mom called. Kiera, what the hell is this video? Take it down right now. Hi, Mom. How was Emily's engagement party? Don't be smart with me. This is humiliating. People are calling me, asking questions. Questions about what? The truth. You're making us look like monsters. We're family, Kiera. Family doesn't air dirty laundry in public. Family doesn't steal from each other, either. We never stole anything. That money was for emergencies. Emily's spa weekends were emergencies? Silence. Take down the video, Kiera. I'm not asking. Actually, you're asking, and the answer is no. I hung up and immediately changed all my passwords, bank accounts, social media, email, everything. Then I called the bank. I need to freeze all joint accounts immediately. Yes, I'll hold. Serena was refreshing the video stats. 5,000 views. This is insane. Mr. O'Connor's office is downtown. Want to come with me? Absolutely. But first, look at this comment. She pointed to her screen. Someone had tagged 3 local news stations and a viral content blogger. This story has legs, the comment read. Someone should investigate this family. My phone rang again. Emily this time. You psychotic bitch, she screamed before I could say hello. How dare you try to ruin my engagement? Bradley's family is asking questions. My boss saw the video. Maybe don't steal from family members if you don't want people to know about it. I never stole anything. That money was freely given. By who? It wasn't Mom and Dad's money to give. You're just jealous because I actually do something with my life instead of hiding behind a computer screen like some pathetic. I hung up and blocked her number. Ready to go see the lawyer? I asked Serena. Let's go get your money back. As we drove downtown, my phone kept buzzing with notifications. The video had hit 8,000 views and counting. All this time, they thought I was too meek to read the fine print. They were about to learn how wrong they'd been. Deacon O'Connor's office smelled like leather and old money. He was younger than I'd expected, maybe early 50s, with kind eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses. Miss Allen, thank you for coming so quickly. He gestured to the chairs across from his mahogany desk. And you are? Serena, Kiera's roommate and moral support. Good. She'll need it. He opened a thick file folder. I've been your grandmother's attorney for 15 years. Celeste was particular about her wishes. What do you mean? She suspected this might happen, the favoritism, the financial manipulation. She left very specific instructions. He pulled out a sealed envelope. This was to be given to you only if irregularities were discovered in the trust management. My hands shook as I opened it. Grandma Celeste's handwriting, shaky but determined. Asterisk, my dearest Kiera, if you're reading this, it means they've done exactly what I feared. Your mother has always been jealous of what she couldn't control, and Emily has always been her weapon of choice. The trust was meant for you. Every penny. I've left evidence with Deacon. Use it. Don't let them erase you anymore. Love, Grandma, asterisk. There's more, Deacon said gently. He pulled out a small recording device. She made this 3 months before she died. Grandma's voice echoed softly but firmly in the room, not as strong as it once was. Michaela, listen to me one last time. This trust is for Kiera, only Kiera. Not Emily, not the family, not your emergencies. Kiera, after I'm gone, you can't touch a cent without her written permission. Mom's voice cut in, sharp and dismissive. Mother, stop being so dramatic. We're family. What's good for one is good for all. Kiera's needs never mattered to you. Promise me, Michaela. Fine. I promise. The recording stopped. Deacon's face was serious. Your mom signed papers swearing to follow these rules. Every transfer she made without your knowledge breaks the trust and her legal duties. How much money are we talking about? Serena asked. The trust started at $340,000. With investments, it's worth about $425,000 now. I've tracked $78,000 moved without your approval. My head spun. $78. 000? That's what I can prove so far. There might be more. He slid a folder toward me. Sign these. They'll give you full control of the trust and block everyone else's access. As I signed, my phone kept buzzing. Serena glanced at her screen. 15,000 views, she whispered. Someone posted it in a Facebook group, Narcissistic Family Survivors. It's going viral there. Miss Allen, Deacon said, there's more. Your grandmother left you the house. What house? The family home you're living in. It's been yours since she passed, but your parents delayed the paperwork. They've been living there as your tenants. They never told me I owned it. No, they wouldn't. But it's yours. As the owner, you decide who stays. My phone rang. Dad, this time. Kiera, sweetheart, we need to talk. This video is getting out of hand. Is it? I think it's just getting started. People are calling your mother's work, asking questions. She might lose her position on the hospital board. That sounds like a consequence. Don't be cruel. We're family. Family doesn't steal $78,000 from their daughter's inheritance. Silence, then, how did you? We can explain everything. I'm sure you can, but I'm not interested in explanations anymore. I hung up and turned to Deacon. What do I need to do to evict them? Given the circumstances, I'd recommend 30 days notice. Standard tenant eviction process. Do it. Serena grabbed my arm. Kiera, look at this. She showed me her phone. A local news blogger had picked up the story. Viral video exposes family financial abuse when birthday parties become breaking points. They interviewed some family psychology expert. Serena said she's calling it a textbook case of financial and emotional abuse. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. *Hi, this is Jessica from Channel 7 News. We'd love to interview you about your viral video. Are you available? Then another. This is Marcus from the Daily Herald. Your story is resonating with our readers. Can we talk? This is insane, I said. Deacon smiled. Your grandmother would be proud. She always said you were stronger than they gave you credit for. Mr. O'Connor, I need to ask you something. Did you know about what they were doing? He looked uncomfortable. I suspected, but I needed proof. Your parents were very careful about the paperwork, very convincing about the emergencies. I should have investigated sooner, but you're helping now. Yes, and there's more help coming. He pulled out another document. I've been in contact with the State Attorney General's office. Financial elder abuse is a serious crime, even when the victim is deceased. They're interested in reviewing the case. Serena's eyes went wide. Criminal charges, potentially? Depends on what the investigation uncovers. My phone rang again. Emily, calling from a different number. You need to stop this right now. She sobbed. Bradley's parents are asking questions about the ring. My boss wants to meet with HR. You're ruining my life. I'm not ruining anything. I'm just telling the truth. The truth? The truth is you're a bitter, jealous loser who can't stand that I'm successful. Emily, you bought your success with my money. That's not success. That's theft. It wasn't theft. Your parents gave us that money. With what authority? It wasn't theirs to give. She was crying now. Please, Kiera. I'll pay it back. We can work something out. You're right. We can through lawyers. I hung up and looked at Deacon. How long before the eviction notice is served? I can have it delivered tomorrow morning. Perfect. I stood up, feeling lighter than I had in years. Thank you, Mr. O'Connor, for everything. Thank your grandmother. She set this all in motion. As we walked to the car, Serena checked the video one more time. 22,000 views. And look at this comment. Update us. We're all rooting for you. Think I should? Absolutely. People are invested now. They want to see justice. I looked at my phone at all the missed calls and angry texts from my family. Then, let's give them a show. The eviction notice was served at 8 a.m. sharp. I watched from my bedroom window as the process server handed the papers to Dad on the front porch. His face went white as he read. My phone started ringing immediately. Kiera, what have you done? Mom's voice was shrill. Eviction? This is our home. Actually, it's my home. Has been for 2 years. You just never bothered to tell me. You can't be serious. Where are we supposed to go? I don't know. Maybe Emily can help. She seems to have plenty of money these days. This is insane. You're destroying the family over money. No, Mom. You destroyed the family when you decided Emily mattered more than I did. The money just made it obvious. I hung up and checked the video stats. 35,000 views overnight. The comment section had become a support group. My sister did this to me with our dad's estate. This is why I went no contact with my family. Stay strong. You're doing the right thing. Serena emerged from the kitchen with coffee and her laptop. You need to see this. She'd been monitoring social media all morning. Emily's Instagram was in meltdown mode. 3 posts in the last hour, each more desperate than the last. Asterisk family drama is so toxic. Some people just can't be happy for others. Asterisk when jealousy makes people cruel. Praying for healing, sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones who should love you. She's not even denying it, Serena said. She's just playing victim. Look at the comments, though. Emily's usual supporters were notably quiet. Instead, strangers were asking pointed questions. Is this about that viral video? Did you really use your cousin's inheritance money? That ring looks expensive for someone just starting their career. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Asterisk K, this is Ashley. I went to college with Emily. Can we talk? I have some information you might find interesting. Asterisk. I called the number. Kiera, oh my God, thank you for calling. I saw your video and I had to reach out. What kind of information? About Emily's job, the marketing position she's always bragging about. She got fired 3 weeks ago. Falsified her resume, apparently. Claimed she had experience she didn't have. Took credit for campaigns she never worked on. She got fired? Yeah, but she's been pretending she still works there. I only know because my friend works in HR. They're actually considering legal action for some of the stuff she claimed. After I hung up, Serena was staring at her screen with wide eyes. What now? Someone found Emily's LinkedIn. Look at this work history. She'd listed herself as senior marketing director at a company where she'd actually been an unpaid intern. Brand strategy consultant for a job that lasted 3 weeks. Creative campaign manager for projects that didn't exist. Her entire professional identity was fake. The doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw a woman in a business suit holding a microphone. A cameraman stood behind her. Channel 7 News, she called out. We'd love to get your side of the story. I opened the door. I'm Jessica Martinez. We spoke yesterday. Right. Come in. The interview lasted an hour. Jessica asked thoughtful questions, letting me tell the whole story without interruption. When I played the recording of Grandma Celeste, her eyes filled with tears. This is incredibly powerful, she said. When will this air? Tonight at 6. We're calling it Birthday Betrayal, a family's financial deception exposed. After they left, Deacon called. Miss Allen, I have an update. The Attorney General's office wants to meet with you tomorrow. They're opening a formal investigation. Into what exactly? Financial elder abuse, fraud, potentially identity theft. Using your name on investment accounts without your knowledge could constitute several felonies. Felonies? I'm afraid so. Your parents could face serious charges. I sat down hard. This was bigger than I'd imagined. There's more, Deacon continued. I found another account. Your grandmother had a separate savings account, never mentioned in the will. She left instructions that it should go to you if anything happened to the trust. How much? $47,000 untouched. My hands were shaking. She knew. She actually knew they'd try this. Celeste was many things, but naive wasn't one of them. She protected you the only way she could. After we hung up, I sat in Grandma's old chair, my chair now, and looked around the living room. For the first time in years, it felt like home. Serena showed me her phone. The video hit 50,000 views. And look at this. Someone had created a hashtag #Kiera4Justice. People were sharing their own stories of family financial abuse, tagging the video, demanding updates. You've started something, Serena said. My phone rang. Bradley's name appeared on the screen. Don't answer it, Serena said. No, I want to hear this. Kiera, we need to talk. This whole thing has gotten out of hand. Has it? Or is it finally in hand for the first time? Emily's devastated. She's talking about hurting herself. This needs to stop. Then maybe she should stop lying and start taking responsibility. She made mistakes, okay? But she doesn't deserve to have her life destroyed over it. What about my life, Bradley? Did I deserve to have mine destroyed? Silence. The ring, I continued. The one you proposed with. Do you know where the money came from? Emily said her parents helped. My inheritance. You proposed to my cousin with a ring bought with my dead grandmother's money. I didn't know, Kiera. I swear I didn't know. But you know now. So, what are you going to do about it? He hung up. 20 minutes later, Emily's Instagram story appeared. A photo of her bare ring finger with the caption, "Sometimes love isn't enough. Looks like the engagement's off," Serena said. Good. Maybe now she'll understand what consequences feel like. The evening news was brutal. Jessica had done her homework, interviewing financial abuse experts, showing the bank records, playing grandma's recording. The story painted a clear picture of systematic theft and emotional manipulation. My phone exploded with notifications. The video views doubled in an hour. But the best message came from an unexpected source. Mrs. Henderson, our elderly neighbor. Kiera, I saw the news. Your grandmother would be so proud. She used to tell me you were the strong one, that someday everyone would see it. Looks like someday is today, I smiled, looking at Grandma's photo on the mantel. She was talking to you, I thought. All along, she was talking to you. The lawsuit papers arrived by courier at 9 a.m. Emily was suing me for defamation, claiming the video contained malicious falsehoods designed to destroy her reputation and career prospects. She's actually doing this, I said, reading the complaint aloud to Serena. She wants $100,000 in damages for telling the truth. Apparently, the truth is defamatory now. My phone rang. Deacon sounded amused. Miss Allen, I assume you've seen Miss Ford's lawsuit? Just got it. Should I be worried? Not even slightly. In fact, this might be the best thing that could have happened. She's opened herself up to discovery, which means we can subpoena every financial record, every text message, every piece of evidence we need. So, she basically just handed us more ammunition? Exactly. I'll file our response today. This case won't last a month. After hanging up, I checked the video stats, 75,000 views and climbing. The news coverage had pushed it into viral territory. But the real surprise was waiting in my email inbox. Dear Miss Allen, I'm Rebecca Martinez, producer for the podcast Family Secrets Exposed. Your story has resonated with thousands of our listeners. Would you consider doing a full episode about your experience? We'd love to help amplify your message about financial abuse awareness. A podcast. This was getting bigger than I'd ever imagined. The doorbell interrupted my thoughts. Through the window, I saw Mom standing on the porch with 2 suitcases. Kiera, please. We need to talk. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. The eviction notice says we have 30 days, but we can't stay here. Not with all this attention. The reporters won't leave us alone. That sounds like a you problem. Don't be cruel. I'm your mother. Are you? Because mothers don't usually steal from their children and then play victim when they get caught. Her face crumpled. It wasn't stealing. That money was for family emergencies. Emily's shopping sprees were emergencies? You don't understand the pressure we were under. Emily needed help getting established, and you were doing fine on your own. I was doing fine because I was paying for everything, my house, my bills, and apparently Emily's lifestyle, too. She's family, Kiera. Family helps family. Then why didn't family help me? When did anyone ever ask what I needed? Mom's voice rose. You never asked for anything. You were always so independent, so closed off. Emily needed us. Emily used you, and you let her because it was easier than actually parenting your own daughter. That's not. She stopped, looking defeated. What do you want from me? An apology? Fine. I'm sorry. There. Are you happy? I don't want your apology, Mom. I want my money back. All of it. We don't have it. Most of it's gone. Then you better figure out how to get it back. I started to close the door, but she put her hand against it. Please, Kiera. Think about what you're doing. This lawsuit, the news coverage, the investigation. You're destroying our family. No, Mom. You destroyed our family when you decided I didn't matter. I'm just making sure everyone knows about it. You're being vindictive. I'm being honest. There's a difference. After she left, I called the podcast producer back. Rebecca, this is Kiera Allen. I'd love to do the interview. The recording session was scheduled for the next day. But first, I had to deal with another crisis. Serena burst through the front door, laptop in hand. You need to see this. Emily just posted a response video. She'd uploaded a 20-minute tearful monologue to YouTube. Sitting in what looked like a hotel room, makeup smeared, she told her version of the story. My cousin has always been jealous of me, she sobbed. She's trying to destroy my life because I got engaged and she's still single. The money she's talking about, that was freely given by my aunt and uncle for legitimate expenses, but she's twisting everything to make me look bad. She's doubling down, Serena said, even after being served with the lawsuit. Look at the comments, though. The response was brutal. People weren't buying Emily's victim act. Where are the receipts for these legitimate expenses? If the money was freely given, why didn't you know about the trust? This sounds like Darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Your cousin has bank records. What do you have? One comment stood out. Asterisk, I work at the law firm handling this case. Discovery is going to be very interesting. Asterisk. My phone buzzed with a text from Ashley, Emily's former college friend. Asterisk, did you see her video? I have more information. Can we talk? Asterisk. I called her immediately. Kiera, I couldn't stay quiet after seeing that performance. Emily did this same thing in college. Stole money from our sorority fund, then played victim when she got caught. Here's the rewritten passage with the same word count, keeping it engaging, easy to read, and in the first person with short paragraphs. Did she really steal from a sorority? I asked. $2,000 for a family emergency. That was just a spring break getaway. When we called her out, she sobbed and accused us of bullying. Ring a bell. Too familiar, my friend replied. I've got her old emails if you need them. They show a clear pattern. After we ended the call, Deacon rang with an update. The Attorney General's office acted fast. They're freezing all your parents' accounts until the investigation's done. What's that mean? I asked. They can't touch their money, sell assets, or make big financial moves until this is over. How long will it take? I pressed. Could be months. And there's more. They found issues in your dad's business accounts. Looks like he used company money for family expenses. Company money? I gasped. His business partners talking to investigators. Your dad's been pretty slick with those expense reports. I sank into a chair. This was bigger than I'd ever expected. Kiera, you okay with how huge this is getting? I glanced around my living room, thinking of Grandma Celeste's letter of years feeling unseen, ignored, erased from my family's narrative. Yeah, I said it last. I'm okay with it. Good, because tomorrow's podcast is going to blow up. You ready for that? I pictured Emily's crocodile tears, Mom's half-hearted apology, Dad's shady accounting. I'm ready. One more thing. Your parents want to talk. They're mentioning a settlement. Tell them I'll see them in court. After hanging up, I opened my laptop and started typing a response to Emily's video. No anger, no drama, just facts, bank records, dates, amounts. Let the evidence do the talking, I wrote. Asterisk, the truth doesn't need tears. It just needs proof, asterisk. I hit publish and watched the view counter start climbing immediately. They'd made their choice years ago. Now they were living with the consequences, and I was just getting started. The podcast went live on Tuesday morning. By noon, it had been downloaded 50,000 times. Rebecca had done her homework, weaving together my story with expert commentary on financial abuse and family scapegoating. The episode was called The Birthday That Changed Everything, and it was devastating. This is textbook narcissistic family dynamics, the psychologist explained. One child is elevated as the golden child, while the other is systematically devalued. The financial abuse is just another tool of control. My phone hadn't stopped buzzing since the release. Interview requests, speaking opportunities, even a literary agent asking about books. But the call I'd been waiting for came from Deacon at 2 p.m. Kiera, we have a problem. A big one. What now? The investigators found something in your father's business accounts. He's been running a side operation, using client information to set up fake investment accounts. What kind of fake accounts? Identity theft. He's been using client names and social security numbers to open accounts, then funneling money through them to hide the source. Some of that money ended up funding Emily's lifestyle. My stomach dropped. How much money are we talking about? Over $200,000. The FBI is involved now. The FBI? Wire fraud, identity theft, money laundering. This is federal territory now. Your father could be looking at serious prison time. I sat down hard. What about Mom? She's claiming ignorance, but her signature is on some of the paperwork. The investigators aren't buying it. After hanging up, I found Serena in the kitchen, laptop open, monitoring the social media explosion. The podcast is everywhere, she said. Twitter, TikTok, Reddit. People are calling it the most satisfying revenge story they've ever heard. It's not revenge anymore. It's a criminal investigation. What do you mean? I told her about Dad's business, the identity theft, the FBI involvement. Her eyes went wide. Holy Kiera, this is huge. This is terrifying. I just wanted them to stop stealing from me. I didn't want to destroy their lives. They destroyed their own lives. You just turned on the lights. My phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Allen, this is Agent Sarah Chen with the FBI Financial Crimes Unit. I winced at the name, but answered professionally. Yes, we need to speak with you about your father's business activities. Can you come in tomorrow morning? Am I in trouble? No, ma'am. You're a victim, but we need your testimony to build our case. After scheduling the meeting, I checked Emily's social media. Her accounts had gone dark except for one post, taking a break from social media for my mental health. Thank you to everyone who has supported me during this difficult time, The comments were brutal. Maybe use this time to think about paying back what you stole. Mental health break or damage control? Your cousin is the one who needs support, not you. Then Serena showed me something that made my blood run cold. Look at this LinkedIn post. Emily had updated her profile, currently exploring new opportunities after a successful tenure in marketing. Open to remote work and consulting opportunities, She's job hunting, Serena said, using the same fake credentials that got her fired. Screenshot everything. The FBI needs to see this. My phone buzzed with a text from Ashley, emergency. Can you call me right now, I dialed immediately. Kiera, Emily just called me. She's completely unhinged. She's talking about disappearing, maybe leaving the country. What? She said the FBI contacted her, that she might be charged as an accessory. She's panicking. Where is she? I don't know, but she mentioned something about Bradley having connections in Canada. She might try to run. I immediately called Agent Chen. Agent Chen, this is Kiera Allen. I think Emily Ford might be planning to flee the country. We're already monitoring her movements. Don't worry, Miss Allen. She's not going anywhere. 20 minutes later, my doorbell rang. Emily stood on my porch, mascara streaked, hair disheveled, looking like she hadn't slept in days. We need to talk. I don't think that's a good idea. Please, Kiera. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Against my better judgment, I let her in. She collapsed onto my couch, the same spot where she'd held court at her birthday party just weeks ago. This has gone too far, she said. People are calling me a criminal. I lost my job. Bradley won't talk to me, and now the FBI wants to question me. Maybe you should have thought about consequences before you stole from me. I never meant for it to go this far. The money, the lies, it just snowballed. Snowballed? Emily, you've been systematically stealing from me for 2 years. It wasn't stealing. Your parents said it was okay. My parents didn't have the right to give away my inheritance. She started crying, ugly sobs that shook her whole body. I'm scared, Kiera. They're talking about criminal charges. I could go to prison. Then maybe you should get a lawyer instead of coming here. I can't afford a lawyer. I don't have any money. You had my money. I spent it on what? Everything. The apartment, the clothes, the ring, the trips. I thought I was building a life. I thought if I looked successful enough, I'd become successful. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Emily, you built your entire life on stolen money and lies. What did you think would happen? I thought no one would ever find out. I thought you'd never fight back. Why? Because I was too weak, too pathetic. Because you never stood up for yourself before. You just took it, all of it. The dismissals, the comparisons, being treated like you didn't matter. I thought you'd keep taking it forever. Her honesty was brutal, but it was also liberating. Well, I'm done taking it. Please, Kiera. There has to be something we can work out. Some way to fix this. I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw not the golden child who'd tormented me for years, but a scared, desperate woman who'd finally run out of other people's money to spend. Emily, the only way to fix this is to tell the truth. All of it. To the FBI, to the investigators, to everyone. I can't. It would destroy what's left of my life. Your life was built on destroying mine. Maybe it's time for that to end. She stared at me for a long moment, then stood up. This was never your family to begin with, she said, voice full of venom. You were always the outsider, the afterthought. At least now everyone knows it. I smiled and shut the door in her face. Then I poured myself a glass of champagne and sat in Grandma's chair, surrounded by the silence of my own home. For the first time in years, the quiet felt like peace instead of loneliness. My birthday wish had finally come true. The FBI meeting lasted 3 hours. Agent Martinez, not Chin, thankfully, was thorough but kind, walking me through bank records and forged documents I'd never seen before. Your father created 17 fake investment accounts using stolen client information, she explained. The money moved through these accounts before ending up in your cousin's spending sprees. Very sophisticated operation. How long was this going on? At least 4 years, possibly longer. She slid a document across the table. We'll need you to testify when this goes to trial. What about Emily? She's cooperating now. Gave us everything. Bank records, text messages, even recordings of conversations with your parents about the money transfers. Recordings. Apparently, she was documenting things too, just in case she needed leverage later. Honor among thieves, as they say. The irony wasn't lost on me. Emily's paranoia had provided the final evidence needed to convict my parents. When I got home, Serena was waiting with champagne and a stack of mail, 3 more interview requests, 2 book deal inquiries, and this. She handed me an envelope with a law firm's return address. Inside was a check for $127,000, full restitution from the trust fund, plus interest and penalties. A note from Deacon explained that my parents had liquidated their retirement accounts to pay it back. They actually did it, I said, staring at the check. Probably hoping it would help with sentencing, Serena said. Speaking of which, look at this. She showed me her laptop. Local news was running a follow-up story. Family financial fraud case leads to federal charges. Dad's mugshot filled the screen. Mom's was next to it. Both looked older, smaller somehow. Truman Allen faces up to 20 years in federal prison for wire fraud and identity theft, the reporter announced. His wife, Michaela, has been charged as an accessory. Their daughter's viral video, which exposed the family's financial abuse, led to the investigation that uncovered the larger scheme. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Asterisk, this is Bradley. I wanted you to know I'm testifying against them too. Emily told me everything. I'm sorry for my part in this. You deserved better. Asterisk. I showed Serena the message. Are you going to respond? No point. It's over. The doorbell rang. Mrs. Henderson stood on the porch with a casserole dish and a warm smile. I thought you might be tired of reporters and lawyers, she said. Figured you could use some normal food from a normal neighbor. Thank you. That's really kind. Your grandmother used to make this same recipe. She'd be so proud of you, dear. Standing up for yourself the way you did. I hope so. Oh, I know so. She used to tell me that girl's got steel in her spine. Someday everyone's going to see it. Looks like someday arrived. After she left, I sat at my kitchen table with the casserole and my laptop, reading comments on the latest news article. This woman is a hero for exposing financial abuse. Hope her parents get the maximum sentence. Anyone know if she's writing a book? I'd buy it immediately. Update us. What happens next? What happens next? That was the question everyone kept asking. My phone rang. Rebecca from the podcast. Kiera, I have an offer for you. We want to create a whole series about financial abuse in families. You'd be the host, interviewing other survivors, providing resources and support. A whole series? Think about it. Your story resonated with millions of people. Imagine how many others are out there dealing with the same thing, feeling alone and powerless. I'd be helping people. You already are. My inbox is flooded with messages from people who watched your video and finally found the courage to stand up to their own families. You started something important. After we hung up, I walked through my house, thinking about Grandma Celeste. Her photos were back on the mantle where they belonged. Her chair sat by the window, worn but comfortable. I pulled out the letter she'd left me and read it again. Don't let them erase you anymore. Mission accomplished, Grandma. Serena found me there an hour later. So, what's the verdict? Are you doing the podcast series? Yeah, I think I am. Good. You've got a gift for this, turning pain into purpose. Is that what I did? That's exactly what you did. You took years of abuse and manipulation and turned it into justice. Not just for you, but for everyone watching. My phone buzzed with another message. This one from Ashley. Emily's moving back in with her parents. Apparently, they're all broke now. Karma's a beautiful thing, I smiled and deleted the message without responding. The next morning, I drove to Grandma Celeste's grave. The headstone was simple, elegant, just like she'd been. I placed a single rose on the granite and pulled out the original trust document, the one my parents had hidden from me. They gave me nothing but invented ways to take, I said aloud, so I gave them just enough rope to hang themselves. A breeze rustled the trees overhead, and for a moment, I could swear I heard her laughing. I folded the document carefully and placed it under the rose, evidence of their betrayal, but also proof of her love. She'd protected me, even from the grave, setting up the dominoes that would eventually fall in perfect sequence. Walking back to my car, I felt lighter than I had in years. The weight of their expectations, their dismissals, their casual cruelty, all of it was gone. My phone rang as I reached the parking lot. Another interview request. Another opportunity to tell my story. To help someone else find their voice. I answered with a smile. This is Kiera. How can I help you? Because that's what this was really about. Not revenge, not even justice, but helping. Turning the worst thing that ever happened to me into the best thing I could do for others. Turns out, karma doesn't knock. It slips in with a smile and asks, remember me? And when it's your turn to answer, you better be ready.